Now, in this section, we're exploring some case studies of various major milestone events in the development of computers in education. So the first was around the development of multimedia. Now, this generally occurred in the 90s, and David Johansen explores the use of computers in the classroom as a mind tool. So a tool for critical thinking, ways of thinking about what students are learning in greater depth and with more criticality. So have a look at how he has interpreted that particular stage of the development of computers in education and how it impacted upon the way that teaching was occurring at that stage. Then in the 2000s, we saw the advent of online learning platforms, learning management systems, distance education facilitated by the internet and digital technologies. And this had, again, a range of new approaches and developed the concept of e-learning. The idea that learning online was somehow different to learning face-to-face, and that there were different approaches required in terms of pedagogy and management of the learning experience than what we had been used to doing with face-to-face learning. So have a look at Randy and Terry's exploration of e-learning and the impact that that had on education. Then in the 2010s, we saw a new phenomenon called MOOCs, Massive Online Open Courses. Now, these again had quite a significant impact upon thinking, quite a dramatic impact on tertiary education. Indeed, for a number of years, it was considered that they might shake up tertiary education at a fundamental level. Didn't quite pan out as many had hoped, but it certainly did give many pause to consider how e-learning could be extended through participatory culture of the internet to provide alternatives to more traditional tertiary learning approaches. Now, in the main, MOOCs were captured by traditional online learning platforms, and the openness where a community came together and supported each other in their learning, which was the fundamental formation of the MOOCs, changed to becoming online courses that had many thousands of participants. Quite a different philosophical approach that was explored there. But Clayton and Michael and Curtis Johnson explore the concept of MOOCs as a disruptive medium in education and how innovation can have the potential to fundamentally change the way we do things in education. So it's an important exploration into the potential. Many educational technologies offer great potential to make significant changes in education. Often they come against the inherent conservativeness of education and flounder in their attempts to make such change, but they nevertheless continue to offer the possibility of fundamental change. And then, of course, in the 2020s, we had the pandemic and the need to move rapidly online for all education. And that opened up a whole range of new ways of thinking about online education. Before then, online education was certainly considered possible, and there were many great examples, but a lot of teachers thought it was just too difficult, and there were certain cases where it wouldn't work, such as with younger children, and a whole range of other excuses for not really exploring the potential of online learning. But of course, the pandemic forced everyone to find ways of making that work and highlighted that it was possible. So Charles Hodges looks at what occurred during that period as an emergency response to remote teaching and learning and what has been learnt from that process. And then, of course, we come to the current day where artificial intelligence and augmented reality and personalized learning are offering potential to reshape education again. And Chris Deed looks at the immersive interfaces for engaging learning or learners. So different ways that we can actually work with digital technologies that are more engaging than previous technologies. So post to teams a success or challenge that you have faced or overcome or achieved with one of these aspects of technology and education.